Okay, so let us start with section 35. Section 35. So what is this? Basically, section 35 speaks about any sort of expenses incurred for scientific research is allowed as reduction under section 35. So it is basically what expenses incurred for scientific research. So any sort of expenses incurred for scientific research is covered as a part of your section 35. Now, generally for the purpose of section 35, I can divide this in two categories. Category 1, expenses incurred for scientific research related to own business. The first thing is what? Related to own business is one thing. That's what is the first part. Second part, related to, incurred scientific research expenses which are related, or I can simply call expense incurred for scientific research not related to own business. So whenever you are incurring any sort of scientific research expenses not related to your own business, then ultimately that comes as a part of your second category. Now let us see here. The thing is, there are basically three sections which are covered in the first category. Three sections. Let us see one by one. The first section is nothing but, or three things are there. One is nothing but any sort of revenue expenses incurred for scientific research, any sort of capital expenditure incurred for scientific research, any sort of in-house. If you are incurring any sort of in-house expenses that is coming as a part of your scientific research related to the own business. For this, we need to refer something called as section 35 subsection 1 clause 1. That's what is the first section, revenue expenses. For understanding something called as deduction under capital expenses, we need to see 35 subsection 1 clause 4. For understanding something called as in-house research, you need to refer section 35 2b. So these are the three different sections which speaks about your deduction in case of the scientific research. Sorry, 2ab. So any sort of scientific research expenses incurred for in-house research is something 2ab. 35 2ab. Then the other part is what? Scientific research expenses not related to own business. That means what you are doing? You are making some sort of contribution. You are incurring some sort of contribution. To whom? Contribution to association, institution carrying scientific research, carrying social research, carrying statistical research, or you are contributing to a company doing social or scientific research, or you are contributing to an IIT, or you are contributing to a national laboratory. So all these things is forming part of your contribution. So here we need to understand three sections, four sections. Now what is that? Let us see one by one. Section 35, section 35 subsection 1 clause 2. Section 35 subsection 1 clause 2 is the first one. Then we need to look into subsection 1 clause 3. 35 subsection 1 clause 3 is the other contribution. Then 35 subsection 1, okay, section 35, which is something called as 2AA. So what is the first one? 35 subsection 1 clause 2, section 35 subsection 1 clause 3, and one more thing is there. We also have something which is nothing but 35 subsection 1 clause 2a. So ultimately 2, 2a, 3, as well as section 35 subsection 2aa. This is nothing but your subsection 2aa. So these are the four different sections we are having as a part of the contributions towards something. Now we'll discuss that in detail later stage. Now first let us try to understand what is revenue expenses. Revenue expenses incurred for scientific research. So revenue expenses incurred for scientific research. What could be the revenue expenses? Say you are doing a research. For research you need some sort of chemicals. You need some sort of material. So ultimately the revenue expenditure could be your raw material. You are paying some salary to the staff who are doing the research. So ultimately salaries to the staff is also considered as our revenue expenses. you might be incurring some sort of rent for the laboratory if the laboratory is a rented premises. So ultimately, rent of laboratory is also considered as your revenue expenses, etc. So this is nothing but just 3 examples I had considered. Lot of things is there. So any sort of expenses which is a revenue and which is incurred for a scientific research, ultimately that will be called something as your revenue expense incurred for scientific research. Now, what is your capital expenses? Let us try to see what is the meaning of capital expense incurred for scientific research. What could be the capital expenses? Capital expenses could be the plant and machinery, equipment. Plant and machinery could be your land and buildings which you are purchasing for your scientific research. So any sort of capital asset, if you purchase this capital, see, this is nothing but a simply capital asset. And what is the usage of this asset? Capital asset used for scientific research. So if you are using your capital asset for the purpose of scientific research, ultimately I will call that as a capital expenditure. Now here let me cover 2 sections at one same time. Okay, what is that? Which is nothing but simply section 35 subsection 1 clause 1, section 35 subsection 1 clause 4, revenue and capital expenditure. These 2 things I am going to cover at the same time. Let us see. Now section 35 subsection 1 and section 35 subsection 4. One part of the section 35 subsection 1 speaks about something called as I mean to say section 35 subsection 1 clause 1, section 35 subsection 1 clause 4. So this speaks about the first section 35 subsection 1 clause 1 speaks about your revenue expenses. 35 subsection 1 clause 4 speaks about something called as your capital expenditure. Now let us see the thing. We know what is the revenue expense incurred for scientific purpose research, and we know the capital expenditure incurred for scientific research. What the act says, 100% of revenue or capital expenditure incurred, 100% of your revenue expenditure or 100% of your capital expenditure is allowed as deduction, provided the revenue expenses and the capital expenses are incurred for what? Or incurred for the purpose of scientific research is allowed as deduction if such expenses is incurred for scientific research. If any sort of the revenue or capital expenditure is incurred for the scientific research, so ultimately that expenses it as a deduction. Regarding capital asset, we should understand one thing. Here I had mentioned as a land and building, but it includes only building. Land is not allowed as deduction under section 35 at all. So here land and building means what? Only the building is allowed as deduction, but land is not allowed as deduction. Only building part you can take it as deduction. Okay. Now any sort of revenue expenses or capital expenses incurred is allowed as deduction if such expenses is incurred for scientific research. Here let me put the point separately. Capital expenditure other than land. So any sort of capital expenditure incurred for scientific research other than land is allowed as deduction. So now what the act says, it also says not only the expense incurred in the year, it also says what? Expenses, any sort of expenses incurred, any sort of expenses incurred what? Within, any sort of expense incurred within 3 years. Within 3 years period, what? Immediately, within 3 years immediately preceding what? Within 3 years immediately preceding commencement of business. Immediately preceding commencement of business. So any sort of expenses incurred immediately preceding in preceding 3 commencement 3 years immediately preceding commencement of business is also allowed as deduction. Now let me explain this. Let me take an example here. Date of commencement. Let me take the date of commencement of business. So let us consider the date of commencement of business for an example to be 31st December 2019. Let us consider 1st December 2019 is the date of commencement of the business. Now, what the act says, whatever expenses incurred in this year, not only that, 3 years before the date of commencement of business. What is the 3 preceding years to the commencement of business? 3 immediately preceding years. 3 immediately preceding years means what? I had commenced my business on 1st December 2019. If I go 3 immediately preceding commencement years, 3 preceding years means what? 18-19 could be one, 17-18 could be one, 16-17 could be one. So ultimately what you are doing, any sort of expenses incurred 3 years before commencement of business, this entire expenses you can take that as deduction when? In the year 1920 after commencement of business. In short, any sort of expenses incurred in 3 preceding years to commencement of business. Okay, any sort of expenses means what? Any sort of expense means any sort of revenue expenses or capital expenses incurred for the scientific research in 3 preceding previous years to commencement of business is allowed as deduction when? In year of commencement of business. So in the year of commencement of business, whatever expenditure you had incurred, that entire thing you can take. So in the present example, the commencement of business nothing but 1920. So in the 1920, what you can do, whatever expenses incurred from 1st April till December, along with that you can also take the total of this. So this provision is applicable for what? Capital as well as revenue expenses. This provision is applicable. That's what is the 2 sections which had totally covered together. Now let me go to something called as in-house research, which is nothing but section 35 2AB. Now let us see what this section is trying to tell. Section 35 2AB. So this is covering about something called as in-house research. In-house research. Okay, this section is trying to speak about something called as in-house research. Now, to whom this section is applicable, what are the conditions which you are required to comply, what are the things which are eligible for deduction, what is the amount of deduction which you can consider. So let us try to understand that. Now, this in-house research is eligible only to an SSC who is a company. Only a company can take this benefit. And what the company should be doing? The company is engaged in what? In business of biotechnology. Any company engaged in business of biotechnology means what? Pharmaceutical company. You are engaged in a pharmaceutical company or any sort of biotechnology, or not biotechnology. You are a company engaged in some sort of manufacture, engaged in manufacture or production of any article or thing. Okay, of any article or thing. So what the act says here, company, you should be first of all a company, and what the company is doing, the company may be engaged either in biotechnology or the company may be engaged in manufacture of any article other than the article specified in 11th schedule. So what the act says here, you can manufacture any article other than article specified in 11th schedule, specified in 11th schedule. So other than that, whatever article you do, if you are a company, you are eligible. You are engaged in biotechnology, you are a company, you are eligible for 35 2AB. Now what sort of expense are covered? So this is nothing but, I can call this as what? Applicability. Section 35 2AB is applicable to whom? To a company. And what the company should be doing? The company should be either engaged in biotechnology or the company is engaged in some sort of manufacture of any article or unit or whatever it is specified in 11th schedule. So that's what is the basic applicability condition. Then if we move on to the next one, what sort of expenses you should be incurring, what sort of expense are eligible for 35 2AB? and how much is the amount of deduction we need to do. Okay, applicability is for a company. Now conditions. Conditions is what? Condition in that the act says expenses is incurred for scientific research. So any company which is a biotechnology or any company which is engaged in manufacture of any article or thing which is other than specified in schedule 11, so it should be doing some sort of scientific research, and such research should be approved by a prescribed authority. So whatever scientific research you do, that should be approved. So expense incurred for scientific research, and such research is approved by whom? By prescribed authority. Okay, such research shall be approved by prescribed authority. So if the prescribed authority approves, then ultimately that can be considered as a part of the deduction there. So again, applicability 35, section 35 2AB is applicable for whom? Company which is either doing biotechnology or engaged in manufacture of any article or thing. That's what is the applicability. Condition number one, that company or such entity is incurring some sort of expenses for doing a scientific research, and the scientific research is approved by the prescribed authority. So these two conditions are satisfied, and this is the one of the most important condition which you are supposed to satisfy. Now let us see the other condition. Now what purpose you are incurring the expenses? Here it says expenses could be either revenue or the expense could be capital. So there is no problem. Expenses may be revenue expenses or the expenses may be capital expenses. Whenever you are considering capital, one important thing you should remember: other than land. Other than land. The reason is very much simple. Land is not a depreciable asset, land is an appreciable asset. So only the depreciable assets are considered. So only you are considering the depreciable asset. That's the reason you are excluding the land from all the sections. Now here what we have done, expenditure can be either revenue or expenditure could be either capital expenditure. But in case you are incurring the capital expenditure other than land, and for what purpose you should incur? For doing a scientific research, and the scientific research should be approved by whom? The scientific research should be approved by prescribed authority. Okay, so approved prescribed authority shall approve this. Once all these conditions are satisfied, then amount of deduction. Let us try to understand what is the amount of deduction you can take. Amount of deduction. Amount of deduction. Let us see. It's not like your revenue and capital expenditure. So amount of deduction. So here the act says that in case of in-house research, expenditure incurred, whether it is a revenue, whether it is a capital, what you are doing, expenditure incurred into 1.5 times. Say you had incurred 1 lakh rupees towards your in-house research. Then 1 lakh into 1.5, that is nothing but 1,50,000 rupees. You can take that as deduction. This is an example. So if any SSC incurred an expenses of 1 lakh, then what he can do? He can take 1,50,000 as your deduction. That's what is in short the summary speaking about. Okay. So that's what is the own business. Any sort of revenue, I mean scientific research done for the own business, revenue, capital, in-house research. So we have covered 3 sections. Now we are getting into the other part of the section, which is nothing but what? Scientific research incurred for others business. In short, I can call that as a contribution towards scientific research. Any sort of contributions towards scientific research, we know there are 3 sections which are taking care, 4 sections rather. 35 subsection 1 clause 2, clause 2a, clause 3, and ultimately the last one is 2aa. Okay, these are the 4 different sections we are having. So what? Section 35 subsection 1 clause 2, clause 2a, then clause 3, then 2aa. 35 2AA. So these are the 4 different sections we have. Now, the overall nutshell is what? Let us see here. Whenever any expenses is contributed, okay, let me put it differently. Whenever any sort of SSC, what is doing some sort of contribution for what? Contribution to any sort of association, okay, any sort of association or institution, any sort of association or institution. What the association or institution or university or college is doing, university, or even you could do the contribution to something called as college. What that is doing, that association, institution or university or the college is doing some sort of scientific research. Is doing some sort of scientific research. The other case was what? You are doing a scientific research, you are incurring. Now you are not doing scientific research, you are contributing to an association, you are contributing to an institution, or you are contributing to an university, or you are contributing to a college. What that college or university or institution or association is doing some sort of scientific research. Then the access, that 1.5 times into expenses incurred is allowed as reduction. Same as in-house research. If you incur 1 lakh, 1 lakh into 1.5, 1,50,000 is allowed as reduction. That's what is something called as contribution to association or institution for doing something called as a scientific research. Now, the other part of the provision says this is nothing but your 35 subsection 1 clause 2. Now, let us see the other one. Here, or to put it differently, any sort of contributions to university, college or association or which is doing a scientific research. And let me also add one more thing here, then I will give you the amount of deduction. So other one is what? You are making a contribution to what? You are making a contribution to something called as a national laboratory. Any sort of amount contributed to a national laboratory, or any sort of amount contributed to an Indian Institute of Technology, which is, or any institution or any approved person, or any approved person. Okay, you may be contributing to any institute, or you may be contributing to an IIT, or you may be contributing even to any prescribed, or I can call that as an approved person. Okay, approved person. So what we are doing here, contribution to association or institution, university or college which is carrying on scientific research, or national laboratory or IIT or institution or an approved person. What they are doing, they are also engaged in doing some sort of scientific research which is approved scientific research. Then the amount is what? 1.5 times of the expenditure incurred. So in both the cases, 1.5 times of the expenditure incurred. You are doing to contribution. Okay, you are incurring some sort of expense to a contribution to an association, institution, university which is doing a statistical research. Now, okay, you are doing a contribution to association or contribution to an institution or contribution to an university, contribution to a college. What that is doing? That is doing something called as statistical research. That is doing some statistical research. Then ultimately, what is the deduction? The deduction is 100% of the expenditure incurred. Deduction is 100% of expenditure incurred. You cannot take 1.5. You have to consider only 100% of the expenditure incurred. Now the last one. The last one here, almost the same. Okay. Now what is the last one here? You are making some sort of contribution to a company. What the company is doing? Contribution to a company engaged in scientific research or statistical research, whatever research the company is doing. Okay, contribution to a company engaged in scientific research or contribution to a company engaged in statistical research. Even in this case, deduction is what? 100% of expenditure incurred. So what? Okay, so ultimately, contribution to a company engaged in scientific or statistical research is covered as a part of your section 35 subsection 1. Okay, section 35 subsection 1 clause 2a. So this comes as a part of your clause 2a, and any sort of contribution to association or institution or university or whatever it is statistical research is forming part of your 35 subsection 1 clause 3. And okay, and this national laboratory, IIT or approved person carrying on a scientific research is covered as a part of your section 35 subsection 2 AA. So this comes as a part of your section 35 to A. A is the section for this. Then finally, any sort of contributions to university or institution which is engaged in scientific research is covered under 35 subsection 1 clause 1. So that's what is the sections which are applicable for your scientific research. And one important thing we need to understand. If you take the benefit of section 35, you should not take the benefit of other deductions. Say suppose, let us consider there is a capital expenditure incurred. You had purchased a capital asset. So when you purchase something called as a capital asset, ultimately what is applicable? Section 35 is applicable. So if you take the benefit of section 35, other sections are not applicable. Say such as what? No depreciation is allowed. You cannot take any sort of depreciation. So no depreciation can be taken on the asset which is used for the scientific research. So you cannot take any sort of depreciation. No depreciation is allowed. If you want to take depreciation, then you cannot take section 35. Only one benefit is allowed. That means any sort of benefit taken under section 35, benefit under other section cannot be taken. That's what is one of the most important thing we should always remember in the case of your section 35. So that's what is, we are done with the section 35.